Hello everyone, Emp here bringing you another Node.js tutorial. In this tutorial we are going to revisit the login server, and we're going to make it so that it can upload images just like our image uploader, and we're going to make it so that we can create new users, and we're going to make it so that it actually works on a web page. So that seems like a tall order, but we're going to start with just one user. And all I'm going to have is a password and an avatar. You can see it's the path to my avatar, which is in public here, resources, and then that. So the first thing I'm going to do is create my package.json. And since we've already made a login server, this is going to be version 0.2.0. And scripts are going to be the same as last time, just a start script. Okay. Now we're going to install some stuff. Express, body parser, and express file upload, But we're also going to install something called express session, which is using sessions for keeping track of who is logged in. And then we're going to do I forgot to save it before, so I'm going to do it again. Express session, and then session file store, which is going to be where we store our information about our sessions. You don't necessarily always need this. You might store it in a database at some other time, but this is a good simple way to do it in a JSON file. And then we're going to install Pug. Pug used to be called Jade. They had to change the name for legal reasons, but it's a good templating engine. Okay. So there's all my dependencies. Let's make a folder called views. And that's where we're going to put our Pug files. And let's make one right now. It's going to be called login.pug. And if you're not familiar with the way Pug does things, it's a simplified version of HTML, much smoother to type in. And indentation, like Python, is basically what tells you what's inside what else. I'm going to say var error message equals login error. If there is one, then it's going to be password is incorrect. And otherwise, it's just going to be nothing. And so we're going to have a P called error, and it's going to be our error message. And this is using something called interpolation, which is basically we are taking this variable and we are sticking it into our actual data there, our display. Then we're going to have a form. Action equals login. Method equals post. And in that form, we're going to have a paragraph that says username and an input, which is type. Well, type equals text, but we don't really have to say that because that's also the default. Name equals login login box. Password. Oh, let's put a line break in there. Password. Text equals PW box. How about that? And basically what we're going to do is we are going to tell Express to use the pug as its view engine. And then we will use it we will say to render this particular pug page into an actual page. Okay. Now that we have that, we're going to make one more view, which is for the profile. And this one's going to be really simple for right now. Welcome name. Okay. Then back over here, we're going to create our server. We're going to have Express as per usual. And we're going to have body parser as per usual. We're going to have file upload, which we're not going to use yet, but we will by the end of this tutorial. Okay, so and then we're also going to say server.set views. It's going to be the views folder, appropriately enough, and server.set the view engine to be pug. Then we're going to say server.get login function request response. And we're going to say res.render. Then we're going to give it login. And what we're going to do is right now we have an information here in login, which it takes in login error. We're going to give login error as false for right now. So back to server. Okay. I'm going to have my server listen on port 3000. Okay. Let's see what happens if I run it. Okay, I've got my login server listening. I'm going to go to localhost port 3000/login. And then it gives me username and password right there, just like that. Very nice. But I don't have a submit thing. So I guess I have to add that to my template file. Now the nice thing about Pug is that it's rendering it on the fly, so I can change this right now and log in. Let's not have that line break in there. And after that, I can say input type equals submit, value equals log in, like that. And if I just refresh the page, it does it for me. It does all the changes immediately. I don't have to restart my server. So that's really nice. So now we've gotten set up with our actual beginning of this, but we have to make our session information, and we have to be able to display our avatar, and we have to do all sorts of things. But that's the end of this part of the tutorial. I hope you come back for the next part.